Book 4, Stage 7, Lesson 102. Seat. Seat. A chair is an object which has a place to sit on, 4 legs and a back, whilst a seat is just anywhere we sit. If we sit on a chair, that is our seat. Even if we sit on the floor, that too is our seat. So, what's the difference between a chair and a seat? What's the difference between a chair and a seat?
The difference between a chair and a seat is that the chair has a place for you to sit and it has a back. Whilst a seat is just any place that you sit on.
Do men in this country stand up and offer their seats to women on buses? Do men in this country stand up and offer a seat to women on buses?
No, men in this country don't stand up and offer their seats to women in buses.
Do you think they ought to?
Yes, I think they ought to.
Why?
Because it's the polite thing to do.
About how many passengers does the average bus seat? About how many passengers does the average bus seat?
The average bus seats about 20 passengers.
Where's the seat of government in this country? Where's the seat of government in this country?
The seat of government is in Bogota.
Very good. I think so, I hope not, reply. I think so, I hope not, reply. Pass an exam.
Pass an exam.
We use the words so and not in order not to have to repeat a whole sentence that someone has just said. For example, someone says to us, "Did you remember to shut the door?" And we reply, "Yes, I think so." Or "No, I don't think so." The word so saves us repeating the whole sentence, "Yes, I think I have shut the door," or "No, I don't think I have shut the door." The same is true of the word not. For example, "Is James coming to the party tomorrow?" To which the reply might be, "I hope so," or "I hope not." So, why do we use the word so and not when replying to something someone has said?
We use the word so and not in order not to have to repeat the whole sentence someone has just said.
Can you give me some examples of this use of the word so, please?
Sure. Is that right, what James said? I'm afraid so. I hope so. I suppose so. I think so.
We can also use the word so at the beginning of a sentence. For example, if someone makes a statement and says, "Peter has passed his exams." And if we already know this fact, we can reply with, "So I have heard." So when do we use the word so at the beginning of a sentence? When do we use the word so at the beginning of a sentence?
We use the word so at the beginning of a sentence when someone makes a statement we already know.
Can you give me an example, please?
Sure. Someone says to us, "Mr. Jones has gone to Australia." Knowing this fact, we reply, "So we've been told."
Now, shoot, shot, shot. Shoot,
shot, shot.
What am I doing? What am I doing?
You're shouting at the window.
Okay. What's the paradigm of the verb to shoot? What's the paradigm of the verb to shoot?
Paradigm of the verb to shoot, shoot, shot, shot.
Have you ever seen anyone shot in real life? Have you ever seen anyone shot in real life?
No, I've never seen anyone shot in real life.
Sight, senses, taste, touch, do without or go without. Sight, senses, taste, touch, do without or go without. So, what are the 5 senses? What are the 5 senses?
The 5 senses are taste, touch, smell, hear, and sight.
If you had to do without one of these 5 senses, which would you choose? If you had to do without one of these 5 senses, which would you choose?
If I have to do without one of these 5 senses, I would choose the sense of smell.
And why?
Because I think it's not very important.
Okay. Tell me some of the sights one might see if one went to London. Tell me some of the sights one might see if one went to London.
Some of the sights one might see if one went to London would be the London Bridge.
Okay, very good. Bright, dull, first thing, repetition. Bright,
Bright,
dull,
first thing, repetition.
The word bright does not always mean the contrary of the word dull. Generally speaking it does. So is it brighter in this room than outside? Is it brighter in this room than outside?
No, it isn't brighter in this room than outside, but it's duller.
What's the brightest object in this room? What's the brightest object in this room?
The light is the brightest object in this room.
Do you prefer bright colors or dark colors? Do you prefer bright colors or dark colors?
I prefer bright colors.
Are you one of the brightest pupils in your class at mathematics? Are you or were you one of the brightest pupils in your class at mathematics?
No, I wasn't one of the brightest pupils in my class in mathematics.
Okay, fair enough. Do you usually feel brighter in the evening than first thing in the morning? Do you usually feel brighter in the evening than first thing in the morning?
No, I don't usually feel brighter in the evening than first thing in the morning, but I feel dull.
What kind of job do you think is the dullest? Which kind of job do you think is the dullest?
I think factory work is the dullest.
And why?
Because of the repetition, doing every day the same thing.
Was it a dull day yesterday?
No, it wasn't dull today, yesterday.
Why do you think it is that some students are bright and others are dull? Why do you think it is that some students are bright and others are dull?
I think the reason that some students are bright and others are dull is that very often that some students listen to the teacher more than others.
A great deal of spend time.
A great deal of spend time.
Instead of the word much, we can use a great deal of. For example, a great deal of water, etc. Do you ever spend a great deal of your time doing nothing? Do you ever spend a great deal of your time doing nothing?
Yes, I sometimes spend a great deal of my time doing nothing.
Okay, very good. Personal, individual. Personal, individual. Do you think that the personal freedom of the individual is important, or do you think that the individual ought to be made to do the same things and live in the same way as other people? Do you think that the personal freedom of the individual is important, or do you think that the individual ought to be made to do the same things and live in the same way as other people?
I think that the personal freedom of the individual is more important.
Fears. What do we mean by a fierce animal? What do we mean by a fierce animal?
By a fierce animal, we mean a dangerous and a wild one.
What kind of things make you really fiercely angry? What kind of things make you really fiercely angry?
The kind of things that make me really fiercely angry are injustices.
Nonetheless. Make a sentence using the word nonetheless, please.
I haven't very much money, but nonetheless I should go to the cinema this evening.
Idiom 5. Feel down in the dumps, feel down in the mouth, feel low, means feel unhappy. For example, you're looking down in the dumps. What's wrong? I feel very low. Nothing seems to be going right these days. So, what does the idiom to feel down in the dumps, down in the mouth, or low mean?
The idiom to feel down in the dumps, down in the mouth, or low means to feel unhappy.
Can you give me an example, please?
I was feeling very down in the mouth that morning, but then her letter arrived and I felt so much better.
Thank you. End of lesson 102.